stapling techniques. Take one. Hey family, welcome back to Academy. Professor Juan here with Coach Mauro. We're gonna follow up on the video of passing the guard. So if you haven't watched yet the one on proper posture and proper concepts to open the closed guard, please do that first. You're gonna end up in the combat base, which is what we're gonna be covering today. So actually, we start right here for a second, Coach Mauro. Scoot over towards me. So again, we should be picking up where the other video left, which is when I managed to open that guard. When I managed to open the guard, I'm gonna switch bases now. Where I managed to open the guard and I keep my knee up, once again making myself so wide that it's quite difficult for my partner to reclose the guard. Now, if I don't have my hands involved, that allows my partner to come up and down with the legs in different ways to sweep me, in different ways to attack triangles, which we don't want. So my T-Rex arms are kind of checking that up, right? Keeping my elbows outside of my knees. Now, what we're gonna go over today is the idea of stapling. What does that mean? From this combat base, notice how I have my foot over here. We're gonna start here on the same side. If I drive my knee over my partner's leg and I make contact with the mat, but at the same time I lift my foot. Why? Because, well, if I drive my knee and my foot out, then I simply lose control of this leg, and most likely he will arrange it in some kind of half guard, which is a whole nother lesson. But if instead, if I, again, keep the toes there, keeping with that traction, put my knee down, now as the more back I sit into my heel, the more weight I put on my partner, and it could be quite uncomfortable. So if you're doing this for a family member, please don't. Elevate your hips, hold your own weight. But the idea is I need to have enough weight that if my partner goes to hip escape Mauro, he can't. So he's stapled to the ground. Now, I am here in a position to talk to you, but if he brings this knee this way, now it's another issue. So let's talk about that. So come over here. So now we go back to this shot, which is kind of what we wanted to do. So notice, I'm here, I get my knee up, I get my staple, right? Now look at it from this shot. I staple, I achieved the ability I took away the ability of my partner to hip escape, but if I still have this posture, if my partner brings in his one leg that's free between me and him, this is not great for me. At least it's gonna be extra work. So as I achieve the staple here, I am already throwing my hips over my partners and putting my elbow on the ground on the opposite side. This is gonna make sure that that leg does not come in. Now from here, I'm gonna go and send my hand really close, right? I'm not gonna go like this, I'm gonna send my hand really close to my partner and hug his head. I wanna pin him, and my hips and my chest are gonna go from just being here to now going into a cross pin, right? Near side hip, mid chest, far side shoulder, right? I'm gonna get my hands together, and now if we turn a little bit this way, notice, remember how we said if I let go that hook, my partner gets a very traditional half guard. So before I let go that staple, I bring my other leg out. Now the farther this leg is, the moment I let go the staple, the more likely his knee comes in between me and him and starts getting it. So I got my staple, I step out. As my staple's gonna release, look how my knee comes and gets in there, right against his hip. I don't know if you guys can see it from there. Now I will finish by bringing my other knee in, and I got a really nice pass. Let's do that really quick again. So I end up in my combat base, T-Rex arms, I staple the bottom leg, I take away the space for his secondary leg to come in, I make the adjustments to get that cross side pinning position, finally bring my leg that's in danger of getting trapped first. Another way to do it is to sit on your hip. Just consider the moment you let go of the staple, you must re-switch your hips, and I get it. So, what we just did there was going from combat base to passing with the staple concept to the same side of my knee that was up. It's a great pass, one which gives you tons of control, as you see, but we also have one more option. So let's review that one. When I have the knee up, and right, so like, consider this. I get here, I got my T-Rex arm, I want to do the pass that I just showed you, but my partner experienced it before and did not enjoy it, so he put his foot on the floor and he hip escapes that way. Now I cannot staple the leg, right? So he took that away, but look at this. He opened the opposite side. Now what's stopping me from passing? This leg, and it could be an issue. If this leg starts coming this way in the exact same conversation we had, that's the issues, right? So I keep my elbow and my knee working together. But I need to deal with this leg. So look, instead of stapling to the same side, I'm gonna staple across, same idea. My foot stays, but my knee goes, and look what happens to his leg once my knee comes down. What happens? It gets pinned, right? So now the only thing my partner can do is try to engage his knee mobility to keep that heel as high as possible. If that is the case, I bring my other knee up into it. Now I completely killed it. But I gotta understand, what do I need? I need a cross side pin. So near side hip, chest, far side shoulder, so my hand in the same effect goes nice and tight for the pommel as my other hand goes on the head. And now as I bring both legs to freedom, I just make sure I fix my hip to hip position and I get my knees really close by. Also, let's say he didn't hip escape. I just chose to do so. I bring my knee up, I start cutting across, I kill his bottom leg, my other knee comes up, I kill his ankle, you guys can see that. I keep sliding. Now, another option here is as I finish with both legs and sliding out, instead of bringing my knees up to that traditional position, I can move my hips back towards his hips and finish the pass. Thank you, Coach Mauro. So, again, this is part 2 of the series that we already have one video that talks about the proper starting position from the closed guard, with your posture, with your base, what hand fighting should look like, opening the guard, finishing by having that combat base T-Rex arms. And now today we're picking up from that position, that knee that comes up, which by the way, you get to choose. You should maybe try both. You get to choose which knee comes up. From that knee that comes up, you still have the option of going stapling to the same side, stapling to the opposite side. You should certainly know both, because once you do, it's gonna make your passing that much better, okay? Hope you guys enjoyed that video. Hope you got some details that you like. If you did, please drop us a comment, maybe with questions. If you like the video, please subscribe, okay? See you guys soon.